Much like last year, I wanted to do a video where I'm talking about all the newest things going on in my writing career over this past year and what's to come. So I figured I'd just get lost for a little while and tell you all about it. Except I didn't. I was in my backyard. That's why things are changing. I'm here to tell you about it.
Hello everybody, this is my annual recap video. I did a video last year, and before that it was always just written, but I had a lot of fun making the video, so I figured I'd make another one, although I'm not wandering around in the mountains. But this one actually falls on February 29th, and for those that know and who follow along, they would know that February 29th, 2016 was the year that this entire thing got started for me. So to take a look at what is going on in my writing world. So as you can see, I'm no longer outside. I am indoors. I am inside my little writing nook that I've created inside my house. That thing that I said I was probably never going to have. I really liked the way that I did things, and things changed, which you can tell because now I'm at home, doing writing stuff at home in a functioning household, which is why you can hear fans and footsteps and people talking probably in the background. And I'm sorry about that, but that's just the reality of things. I'm not here to make super high quality audio videos. I am here to tell you about my writing journey and where it is and where it's going. So let's do that. So I am here because my routine changed. I can't do a whole lot of writing in my office anymore. It's not really conducive. They were still fine with it. Don't let it interfere with my actual day job, but things had just changed and I wasn't able to write as effectively at lunch as I was in the past. So instead I'm doing it here from home. It's okay. But as you can see, I've got this brand new writing setup. I decided to finally invest in some things, like the microphone I obviously had, but I got myself a decent new computer. I got myself a multi-screen setup. Obviously I got a gaming computer because I'm a huge nerd, but I really like it. It's comfortable. The room is warm. The keyboard is comfortable. I really enjoy my Great Wave off Kanagawa mouse pad. And then this is where I'm working from. And I don't mind it. I knew all along that things are going to have to change, and that's exactly what has happened. So here we are. So let's talk about the year that was and the year that's coming. First of all, the year that was. 2023 was a bit more productive than usual. Things are really picking up steam as we came out of the haze that is COVID, and I was able to get into 2 different short story collections. The first of which, Enigma Front, The Machines That Make Us. A collection of stories by the Imaginative Fiction Writers Association, of which I am proudly a member. This one was sat kind of on the shelf during the COVID years for a long time because it's usually offered at the When Words Collide Writers Conference, but we had one of those this year, so I was able to attend and do presentations, and it was great to be a part of that again, and this was released, and my book, or my story, Unus Gratis, is in there, and I love it. I loved it years ago and I still love it now. The other one was The Philosophy of Blue. I really enjoy this little book. This was put together by the amazing author and musician Jim Jackson, and he put together a collection of very strange and unique prompts and got the writing community that he knew to start writing some extremely short microfiction stories. And I jumped all over it because I really wanted to work with him, and I mean, just look at it. Tell me this thing isn't beautiful. I love the colors, I love the design, I love the entire concept. It was exactly what I wanted to be a part of, and I was lucky enough to be selected for it. You can find both of those on Amazon, and I highly recommend that you check them both out, not for myself, but for all the other amazingly talented authors that are in there. I'm just filling pages between people who are much better than me. I had pitches at When Words Collide with agents, 2 agents, and there's a whole video on it. Maybe I'll link it, maybe I won't. I don't know. I still don't know how to do this kind of thing. And those pitches were successful, and they wanted to see more of the book that I had to offer, a science fiction manuscript that I just had kind of kicking around, and I put together through a strange series of events I'll probably talk about in another video sometime. And they took a look at it, and in the end, they decided that it wasn't necessarily for them. But I really appreciate the fact that they had a look. Also, I had a conversation with a publisher, and they wanted to have a look at it as well. And they did, and they requested the entire thing. They're still sitting with it right now, so I hope they like what they see. If not, I know the way this works, and I'll just move on. But I think that there could be a really excellent fit there for them. Also, I have my other manuscript, the one that I mentioned last year. The publisher still hasn't done anything with that one, a completely different story, but I love the publisher, so they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. I'm not in a rush with that one, so it's okay. I don't mind. I expect that there's going to be some kind of answer on that one sometime soon, so I've just been kind of biding my time, being patient, and doing things like writing other manuscripts. Overall, it was a really fulfilling year, and it was good to be a part of the community in person again. And we get to do that again, because last year I said that When Words Collide was going to be the last one, and that the group that organized it was giving it up. Somebody else picked it up. So all credit to the Alexandria Writers Association, who is now be running it going forward. And it looks to be following very much the same kind of setup that it's done in years previous, so I appreciate the fact that they're doing that. I look forward to going again. I've already got my ticket. I'm going to be all over it. I'd love to see what a brand new, fresh group can bring to it. Not that there's anything wrong with the old one, but, you know, I've been doing this for how many years now? It's exciting. So as for the year to come, it's really difficult to say right now. I've kind of alluded to the fact that I've got a couple of irons in the fire. I'm also doing some contract work, which is one of the reasons I got my setup here at home, because it does involve a lot of writing, and I can't do that at work when I'm at home, and I don't want to be doing contract work while I'm doing my actual job. It just doesn't sit right with me. So I do the contract work from here, and that's working out really well. I enjoy doing it. It's something different for me, and it allows a brand new revenue stream to come in for me, and it's worked out very well so far. Like I mentioned before, When Words Collide, it's going to be live. It's great. Last year I wasn't anticipating on being in at least the Philosophy of Blue collection, so I can end up in collections like that again. It was relatively painless to be a part of, and I was really happy that I had something I could submit to it. But other than that, like I've said a million times before, it's all off the cuff. I really don't know where this is going to go, but it feels productive. It feels like, as I'm looking around here and all the stuff that I've got in front of me, it feels like it's becoming even more tangible than it ever has before. I'm still not going to end up in a cabin in the woods somewhere, drinking and writing the great Canadian novel, but I'm getting a little bit closer, don't you think? Whatever that vision ends up being for me, this is another step towards it, and I'm really excited about it. And I hope that you can say something very similar in the year that you've got coming up as well. Keep being creative. Keep putting things out there. And whatever it means to you, be a hero.